Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a national holiday celebrated on various dates in the United States, Canada, Grenada, Saint Lucia, and Liberia. It began as a day of giving thanks for the blessing of the harvest and of the preceding year. Similarly, name festival holidays occur in Germany and Japan. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the second Monday of October in Canada, and on the fourth Thursday of November in the United States, and around the same part of the year in other places. Although Thanksgiving has historical roots in religion and cultural traditions, it has long been celebrated as secular holiday as well. Suffix and prefix. 1. Celebrate. Root word celebrate, meaning a significant or happy day or event, with a social gathering or enjoyable activity. Suffix ed or ed, past tense version of a verb. 2. Giving. Root word give. Suffix ing, present participle of an action.
3. Blessing. Root word bless, meaning pronounce words in a religious rite to confer or invoke divine favor upon. Suffix ing, present participle of an action. 4. Similarly. Root word similar, meaning resembling without being identical. Suffix ly, adverbs of manners. 5. Although. Root word though, meaning despite the fact that, although. Prefix a. 6. Historical. Root word historic, meaning adjective of pertaining to, treating, or characteristic of history or past event. Suffix al, suffix forming adjectives from nouns or other adjectives of, like, relate to, pertaining to.
7. Religious. Root word religion, meaning of, relating to, or concerned with religion. Civic. IOS, characterized by. 8. Cultural. Root word culture, meaning act of pertaining to, treating, or characteristic of history or past event. Civic all, civic forming adjective from nouns or other adjective of, like, relate to, pertaining to. Context clue. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a national holiday celebrated on various dates in the United States, Canada, Grenada, Saint Lucia, and Liberia. It began as a day of giving thanks for the blessing of the harvest and of the preceding year. Paragraph 2. Thanksgiving Day history. In 1621, the Plymouth colonists and Wampanoag Native Americans shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged today as one of the first Thanksgiving celebrations in the colonies. Pilgrims held their second Thanksgiving celebration in 1623 to mark the end of a long drought that had threatened the year's harvest and prompted Governor Bradford to call for a religious fast, day of fasting and thanksgiving of an annual or occasional basis became common practice in other New England settlements as well. For more than 2 centuries, Days of Thanksgiving were celebrated by individual colonies and states. It wasn't until 1893, in the midst of the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be held on the final Thursday of November, and it was celebrated on that day every year until 1939, when Franklin D. Roosevelt moved the holiday up a week in an attempt to spur retail sales during the Great Depression. Roosevelt's plan, known controversially as Thanksgiving, was met with opposition, and 1941, the president recently signed a bill against making Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday in November. Suffix and prefix. 1. Shared. Word share, meaning of the portion of something with another or other. Suffix ed, past tense version of a verb.
2. Acknowledge. Word knowledge, meaning to recognize or admit the existence, truth, or reality. Prefix AC. 3. Celebration. Root word celebrate, meaning an event or occasions of celebrating. Suffix ion is a take to someone words to form nouns that refers to action or condition. 4. Threatened. Root word threaten, meaning express one intention to harm or kill someone or being under threat. Suffix ed, past tense version of a verb, provides this word to adjective. 5. Prompted. Root word prompt, meaning to cause someone to do some action. Suffix ed, forming the past of most English verbs. 6. Occasional. Root word occasion, meaning occurring or appearing at irregular times or not very often. Suffix rl is used to form adjective from nouns with the meaning relating to, of, the kind of, having the form or character of. 7. Centuries. Root word century, meaning when the periods of 100 years counted from a recognized date. Suffix es, for nouns ending with the plural. 8. Midge. Root word middle or mid, meaning the position of occurring in the middle of a period on time. Suffix st, at variant of. 9. Proclaim. Root word proclaim, meaning to announce or declare in official or formal manner. Suffix ed, forming the past of verb.
10. Move. Root word move, meaning to cause to pass from one position to another. Suffix d, forming the past of verbs. 11. Contemptuously. Root word contemptuous, meaning showing or expressing contempt. Suffix li, a suffix forming adverb from adjective. 12. Opposition. Root word oppose, meaning the action of opposing. Suffix in is attached to some roots to form nouns that refer to action or condition. 13. Reluctantly. The word reluctant, meaning not inclined to do something. Suffix li, adverb of manner.
Sign. Root word sign, meaning to write one's signature on something. Suffix ed forming the past of verbs. Context clue. Thanksgiving Day story. Thanksgiving Day story in 1621. The Plymouth colonists and Wampanoag Native Americans shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged today as one of the first Thanksgiving celebrated in the colonies. Paragraph 3. In the English traditional Day of Thanksgiving and special Thanksgiving religious service became important during the English Reformation in the reign of Henry VIII. 3. Before the 1536, there were 1905 Crown's holiday plus 15 to Sunday when people were required to attend cross and freegun work. Took the 1536 reforms in the Cross of England reduced the number of holidays in the liturgical calendar to 27. The Puritan party in the Anglican Crown's wished to eliminate all Crown's holidays, a part of the weekly Lord's Day, including the evangelical feast of Christmas and Easter. Cf. Puritan Sabbatarianism. The holidays were replaced by specially called Day of Fasting and Days of Thanksgiving in response to events that the Puritans viewed as acts of special providence, unexpected disaster, or threat of judgment from on high called from Day of Fasting. Suffix and prefix. Reformation. Root word reform, meaning to act of reforming the state of being reformed. Suffix in is attended to some roots to form nouns that refer to action or conditional.
2. Required. Root word require, meaning to have need of. Suffix d, forming the past of verbs. 3. Reforms. Root word reform, meaning to form again. Suffix s, forming the third person singular present indicative tense of verbs. 4. Visit. Root word wish, meaning to express a hope or desire for. Suffix ed, forming the past of verbs. 5. Weekly. Root word week, meaning done, happening, or appearing once a week. Suffix iy, attached to adjective to form adverbs. 6. Including. Root word include, meaning to place something in a category. Suffix ing, present participle of verbs. 7. Replace. Root word replace, meaning to restore to or put back in the proper place. Suffix d, forming the past of verbs. 8. Specially. Root word special,
meaning for a certain specific purpose. Suffix iy, suffix forming adverbs from adjective. 9. Called, root word call, meaning to ask or invite to come. Suffix ed, forming the past of verbs.
10. View, root word view, meaning to see, watch, behold. Suffix id or ed, forming the past of verbs. 11. Unexpect, root word expect, meaning not expect, unforeseen. Prefix un, it means not, and it brings negative or opposite force. Suffix id or ed, forming the past of verbs. Context clues. English tradition. In the English traditions, days of Thanksgiving and special Thanksgiving religious service became important during the English Reformation in the reign of Henry VIII.